It could have been a lot worse. A fire inside the archives at Michigan Tech's J.R. Venpelt Library on Friday set off the sprinkler system that did its job in putting out the flames, but also soaked the historic records in the area.
The fire itself didn't damage an extensive amount of material, but it did cause a couple of our sprinkler units to release water into our stacks area. And the water damage itself was probably the more significant issue for us.
Experts from Belfor, a disaster recovery and restoration company, are working tirelessly to preserve the materials. The most extensively damaged records were sent to a freezer facility in Green Bay, where eventually they will be transferred to Fort Worth, Texas, where they will be freeze-dried. Unfortunately, this won't help all of the documents.
There's certainly going to be some items that probably will not be usable again. We think at this point that may be as few as a dozen boxes, maybe 20, so it's a very small portion that probably will never be back here and usable again.
A drying room was set up to restore documents that were only slightly damaged. In a few days, they should be all right. But what caused the catastrophe? The Michigan State Fire Marshal is still working on the investigation.
The information they gather is going to help us to possibly determine what the cause was. It'll involve looking at their data, their information they receive, and plus doing some other interviews and investigations as to what was happening at the time.
In the meantime, the library is open to the public, but the archives remain closed until further notice. For ABC 10 CW5 News Now, I'm Keweenaw Bureau reporter Rick Allen.